Good morning, it's UPB from OptionMillionaires.com. It's October 24th, 2013. It's a Thursday, and the markets are acting like yesterday, Wednesday, didn't even happen. We're back to Tuesday's closing price. Beautiful recovery from the lows that we saw yesterday. This is the S&P 500. This is the 5-year weekly chart. Yeah, it looks very bearish. I continue to joke about that. At some point, yeah, we will pull back, and it will look bearish. But for now, why fight the trend? The bears continue to fight the trend. And, well, obviously we're at all-time highs, so anyone fighting the trend and shorting the SPY is losing. Let's go in a little closer, and I can show you what I've been looking at for, gosh, the last year and a half. These beautiful V-bottoms. We had a W-bottom back in the end of August. That was Syria. Another V-bottom. I'd expect further gains here, and I think into the end of the year, we're going to close just about at all-time highs, just like I've been saying all year. But nobody listens to me anyway. Who cares, right? Of course, why? When I've been talking about Angie's list, and I was right once and wrong the rest of the time. She's a tough one to crack there. That Angie fell for her once, and she just keeps milking me dry. So I'm going to move on with Angie's list. The analysts still very, even this morning, coming out, maintaining their buy ratings and their over $20 targets. So we'll see what happens with Angie's list, but dropped significantly, and you can look at this chart. I brought up the numerous levels. The $15 level is not going to hold. It looks like this morning it's at $14, and then the $12 level is pretty much what it hit at right at earnings. It got whacked down about $14 is probably where it's going to sit today. We have Google, which is breaking out, folks, and you can see these beautiful lines here that have drawn up. We have this green long-term trend line. We have this 845 level, which I alerted twice at OptionMillionaires.com, right here for calls, and right here, both very profitable text alerts, as well as private Twitter alerts. And then we hit this trend line. We couldn't break it until earnings. Dun, dun. We broke two trend lines to the upside, and now it's clear sailing for Google. This could be $1,100, $1,200 in the next month or two. I was saying Google's going to make new all-time highs this year. I said it was going to be over $1,000. You can look it up at the blog at OptionMillionaires.com. And there you go. Unfortunately, I was one of the few people in the chat room at OptionMillionaires.com not to play Google for earnings. It was just a great day. And you look at Google at OptionMillionaires.com at the blog there, and you can see what was going on in the chat room the day after Google earnings. Was a really exciting day for a lot of people. Let's go to Apple. I'm bringing up Apple because Carl Icahn sent a letter to Cook. Hey, buy back some stock, will you? I didn't buy into this company to watch it stagnate like it did as it consolidated as W bottoming pattern, now breaking out before it came back down to test support, and now breaking out, and I think, again, over 600. Now, I was saying this back in June and July, down here, when the stock was getting tormented by the bulls, that it was going to hit new all-time highs this year. Still very possible. I shouldn't say very possible. Let's just say it's likely. I shouldn't say likely yet. Let's just say there is. So you're saying there's a chance. Let's get over $600 first. I think that's going to happen. I want to point out something as well. This is seasonality, meaning what the stock does. This is Apple's chart. What it does historically the last 5 years, according to what time of the month or what time of the year it is. So you can see September historically for Apple over the last 5 years has been a peak. This is usually when they've released a new product, a new iPhone, and then it peters out the rest of the year. But what we're seeing now is it's marked a ramp to higher prices pretty much for the year. We're almost there. And so to me, this is an important change for Apple stock and something that we should watch going forward. Is I think that's going to imply higher prices for Apple as the year progresses. It's going to do the exact opposite of what it's been doing the last 5 years. So something interesting to watch. Something brought to you here by UPB. Thanks, man. I like doing that stuff. CLF reports earnings after the bell today. CLF, this chart is breaking out another W bottom. Of course, I bought the calls here, and it faked me out. You know, that LeBron James crossover dribble consolidated here in this wedge, and now is breaking out. And you can see it broke above former resistance, now support. We have an indecisive candle here, but we have earnings probably going to vault the stock up to 25 plus, and I think over the next couple weeks, this will be a $28 to $30 stock. I'm looking for a sharp rally here for CLF. Amazon, and I'll probably play the calls. I'll let you know via private Twitter. And Amazon is really in no man's land here. The stock is just at all-time highs, just off all-time highs. And we have earnings after the bell. We had some analysts coming out the last couple days saying, oh, they're not going to meet expectations, blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't really matter, right? And we've seen it how many times, I think 2 of the last 3 earnings sessions, earnings reports for Amazon saw the stock get hammered and then come all the way back, just like that Hulk Hogan of old, getting slammed to the canvas, and then just and the crowd roaring, and the stock just roars back. So we could see the same thing with Amazon. Not something I would trade after hours like we saw with Google, and we've seen with some of the other CMG. I think it's more of a trade for during the market session tomorrow, as it's going to be a volatile move. We have bonds continuing to see bids. Amazing. We're at pretty much all-time highs, and people are buying stocks and bonds now, which is kind of a good thing because we're keeping interest rates somewhat low. We have Yellen coming in, so I would look for bonds to continue higher. I was wrong about this call. I thought it was going to break down. It did break below support. It's come all the way back. So give them credit, the Federal Reserve. They really know how to manipulate our currency, and the bond market is one thing you got to watch for. In GDX, you can see, to me, this almost looks like some sort of topping pattern here off its lows in July. We came back, we made a high, a higher high and a lower high, head and shoulders pattern. And to me, we could be looking at a move back down to lows for the year for GDX. You look from a long-term perspective from where the stock was, or the ETF, I should say. You can even go farther back. To me, there's more room to go. This could be under $20 in the near future. And finally, we go to gold. Gold, again, still looks very weak to me. Maybe we'll pull up to this 140 level, but I don't know. That's highly unlikely. I'm looking more for weakness ahead for gold, especially as the market continues to head higher, and we have certainty at the Fed with Yellen coming in after Ben Bernanke that we're going to continue to print money. So the place to be is going to be risk assets. Risk assets. Risk. All right, it's UPB here from OptionMillionaires.com. We have a couple upgrades this morning. We have Goldman Sachs, a big upgrade to 182, I believe, and the stock has performed well after being added to the Dow, but kind of stagnant. I'd look at hit off a support here, a breakout to new 52-week highs for Goldman Sachs over the next couple weeks. That's what I'm looking for. All right, UPB here. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys later. Have a great trading day. Goodbye.